You asked for it. Here it is. It's a podcast from Apathetic Enthusiasm.
In this episode, we talk about what we haven't talked about for like 3 weeks. Yeah, I know. It's been a minute. It's Apathetic Enthusiasm. Oh, the manual fades in a new platform. We have to. You can tell.
You can tell it to manually fade. I mean, you can't tell it to. Well, you can tell it to manually fade.
Yeah, you do.
What? Work.
Keep talking to me. Keep talking to me, friend.
Yeah, okay, I'll keep talking to you. Am I quiet? Is that what?
Yeah, you felt quiet. I'm trying to get our levels equal for the video viewer, both of them.
No, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I'm not
I'm
super successful, but it's fine. Maybe if I turn up the actual volume of my computer
louder. Oh yeah, maybe. Welcome to Apathetic Enthusiasm, where we are trying to troubleshoot sound issues as we record. I am Brandon. That is
and
Travis.
I am backwards. I just realized I am mirrored.
All right.
Okay.
See, this is what's happening. So while you fix your stuff, Travis, I'll explain to the viewer and the listener what's going on. Why we seem so discombobulated.
No, I'm just gonna be mirrored for this episode because I'm not gonna redo all of my Discord options on screen while we record this video.
That's fair. So what happened was we hadn't recorded in a couple weeks, and
it's been
we're
3
like,
weeks.
okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and start. Let's go ahead and start it up. And so we pop open Zoom, and it starts with Travis's audio is only coming into my left side of my ear. Left side of my ear, like my left ear. Like, okay, let's troubleshoot that for a little bit. And like, oh well, let's restart Zoom. After like a whole slew of uninteresting things, there's a setting in there that says stereo audio, which stereo audio left or right, like left and right. If he unclicks it, then it's in both ears. If he clicks it, it's only one ear. Like, okay, all right, we fixed it, great. And then we're like, okay, sound for musicians. Oh, there's an update, so I just can't click it on the screen anymore. And then it would sound like crap and all this type of crap. It's really, really boring. Anyway, so we're on Discord today.
Hey, and, it's the Discord episode.
Free.
Maybe
it's free.
Maybe the first of many Discord episodes. But yeah, so welcome to Apathetic Enthusiasm. My name's Travis. His name's Brandon. We didn't really introduce ourselves too well. But welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. If you're new, for starters, how did you find us? We're glad you're here. But yeah, you can follow us all over the social internet. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Apathetic Enthusiasm Show. Over on Instagram at apathetic_enthusiasm. You can send us an email, apatheticenthusiasmshow@gmail.com. Or find us on the web, apatheticenthusiasm.com. You can also find our other podcasts on there. Speaking of other podcasts, if you want video versions of the podcast, you can go to youtube.com/apatheticenthusiasm. You can find this, Interdimensional RSS, submitted for your approval, Twilight Zone podcast. Maybe there's an episode.
Yeah, I mean, it's on there. Sure.
You might have done a couple video versions on there.
I don't know if I ever did of that. Well, maybe one.
Maybe not. Maybe just the ones that we did. Our Real Relationships. Check that out for all your what is it? Gooblies.
Gooblies.
What's the movie you just talked about?
Oh, Ghoulies. Ghoulies 2.
Gooblies.
Ghoulies
2.
So
Googlies.
Our 80s and 90s of friends out there who were alive during the 80s and 90s, you might have gone through like a Blockbuster video and seen the box art to this movie called Ghoulies and Ghoulies 2, where these little creatures, they kind of look like gremlins-ish, like little Muppets, are coming out of the toilet. And if you've seen that box art, that's what movie we covered recently. We also watched The Rocketeer. We just watched The Rocketeer for Thanksgiving. And we're planning our Christmas movie watches.
Is Rocketeer a Thanksgiving movie?
No, we're gonna do a Home for the Holidays, but then we're like, we really want to watch The Rocketeer because I don't know if you knew this, Travis, and I know you didn't know this, so just ignore I said that. The guy who wrote Ghoulies 2 also co-wrote The Rocketeer. And
Well,
so
it's so obvious based on the box art.
so anyways, so like, oh yeah, let's watch The Rocketeer. That's a good movie.
All right.
And
Well,
so
I'm
now we're gonna
officially submitting for your approval
Mhm.
to our real relationships Muppet Christmas Carol as a holiday movie.
Okay.
So,
All right. All right.
is it because I'm
we
wearing Muppet socks? No. It's because I watched Muppet's Christmas Carol today. And by watched a Muppet's Christmas Carol, I mean I turned it on my TV and then I took a 2-hour nap after I had an endoscopy procedure today, and the sedation hadn't fully exited my system, so I like to go and take a nap after that happens.
You had an endoscopy today?
I did, and that's why in this episode we'll be showing you pictures from inside my esophagus and stomach. That's right. Stick around. Just kidding. That is those pictures are strictly for patrons over at patreon.com/apathetic enthusiasm, who also unfortunately will not see those pictures. But if you want to support the show,
Sorry,
you can go there. I did have an endoscopy. It's funny because I have, and we've talked about this before, I believe, on the podcast. I have a condition called eosinophilic esophagitis. It took me a year and a half to learn how to say that word. But I've had this condition now for, close to like almost 10 years.
Oh my gosh. 10 years? You've only had it for 10 years?
Yeah, the
Did
first time.
did you develop it, or was it like you always had it and then you realized, oh, I
No,
have something?
it's definitely something that has hit me more in the last like 10 years. It wasn't a
Okay.
problem I've always had.
Okay. All right.
Cuz I used to take big bites of food, barely chew it and just swallow it down. But yeah,
Big
for those of you that
chunks
don't
of
know,
plastic.
EOE as it's the much easier way to say it, basically is like something in your esophagus that causes your esophagus to get like more narrow, and it can cause food to get stuck. It can also cause
Yeah.
like indigestion, heartburn, those sorts of things. The first time I noticed it, I was eating a hot dog, and then I took a drink of soda, and just the hot dog got stuck like right in my throat, and I basically had to run to a bathroom and puke it up. So
Jeez.
anyway,
I had that same situation in college.
no
was a
beer
really
was involved.
big-
There was zero
It was
alcohol
really big
involved.
for that dog. Yeah, no,
Oh,
there was no
yeah, you
alcohol with
you
me.
gotta relax, Brandon. You gotta relax when that happens. Anyway, so I just I dealt with this for several years before I finally went and saw a doctor about it. Turns out there's like a whole condition with like treatments and things for it. So yeah, so that means I have had numerous endoscopies now. We were trying to figure out how many I've had because I was getting them every 6 months for a while. I took a year off because a medication that they had given me was working. And so obviously the medication's working. So then I stopped taking the medication.
Of course.
Well, it's experimental. It's new, right? So they wanted to see if it just fixed it and now I'm good, but it came back. So I'm back on the medication. And this is like a checkup thing, but it is a procedure. They knock you out and they do all those things. So yeah, so I had that today. But look at me. Here I am. I'm podcasting. I'm still technically a fall risk, so I'll sit down the entire episode.
Okay.
I can't make any legal decisions. So I will not make any legal decisions on this podcast. But other than that, I think
that's
I'm
why
good.
we might still be using Zoom next week, right?
Yeah.
We can't make the call right now.
Yeah, no, this is strictly a trial run with Discord. But I mean, so far, I don't know how it's working for you. It's working
good.
It's working good for
It's
me.
pretty solid.
So
Yeah, it's almost a little bit better. Almost a little bit better than Zoom. Well, here's what I'll say. I'm
not to
having
be
an
considered
issue.
an official endorsement, but
What I'm having an issue is so how I have the screen set up normally in Zoom is I have you on top. That way
yeah,
I
you
can
do.
pretend like I'm looking at you in the camera.
Yeah,
All right.
the same way
But-
I have you positioned directly below my webcam. Yeah.
Yeah. But in the Zoom, I can't move you to the top, so it looks like I'm looking like in the center of the screen. And so I'm on the top. I don't want to be on the top. I want to be on the bottom so I can have you at the top. So it looks like I'm looking at the camera.
There
Uh,
is a little pin at the bottom of the window that says "Stay on top," and I think if you click that
Stay
or
on
unclick
top.
it
Pinned
in the
messages.
Discord,
The disc. Let's see.
the actual Discord window where our video is, again, the riveting podcast material that people. Hey guys, welcome to Apathetic Enthusiasm, the episode where we teach
Yeah.
you how to
Hey.
set up your Discord video chat.
More options. No. Yeah. No. It does want to.
Two 40-year-old
do that.
dudes. Weird.
Maybe if I right click you. Oh, okay. Well, let's try it.
Can you
Look,
just
we'll do
drag
it.
me to the top?
That's what I tried to do. Like, that's not intuitive.
It's not
I like
intuitive.
Zoom.
It's not intuitive. Anyway, so yeah, it's been a while since we released an Apathetic Enthusiasm. It's been close to 3 weeks. We have been consistent with our other podcast that we're doing right now, the Swifflecast, where Brandon and I talk crap about our fantasy football league for about 30 minutes each week. But that doesn't go out to everybody. That just goes to our fantasy group. So, yeah, I have been out of pocket. I've been dealing with my daughter's medical stuff. She was in the hospital for a little bit. And wouldn't you know it, every time I stayed at the hospital, it was on our normal recording night. And we can't record on other nights. We're legally required to.
Yeah,
I
obligated.
can't make any other legal decisions right now because I'm a fall
Mhm.
risk.
Yeah.
And like
almost a winter risk.
yeah, it's real cold here. It was so it dropped below freezing overnight, and Oklahoma was not ready for it. There were so many car wrecks this morning in the city of Oklahoma City, just from people not knowing how to drive, not knowing that bridges are more icy than normal roads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That black ice, that Texas tea will get you every time. And there's probably a lot of people that have moved into Oklahoma in the last year or so. Like, 'cause I feel like a lot of people are moving into the Midwest and the South and stuff like that, from more expensive areas of the U.S., the better parts, and so they're going there, and they don't know how to drive in there, right?
Yeah.
People in Arizona, they don't know how to drive on the ice, right? Unless you're in Flagstaff, in which case maybe. People in
Yeah, it
California
snows in
don't know how
Flagstaff.
to. Yeah. People in California, they don't know how to drive on the ice, right? I learned
I didn't.
a long
I
time ago.
didn't when I moved here.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I can't stop sliding. That's the lesson you learn real quick. Of like,
It scared the crap out of Sheena when we first moved here, like our first winter, and she had to drive to work. And she did fine until she got into the parking lot and then trying to turn into a parking spot, and like that area was icy as I punched my microphone. Yeah, she just slid right into her coworker's car. I don't think a lot of damage happened. I don't recall because that was like 20 years ago. But yeah, that was we've learned since then, and we lived in Omaha for 5 years where the weather is way worse. But generally we just don't risk it. We try to stay off the roads when we don't have to be, and yeah, especially here because they don't take care of the roads as well. But yeah, it's been 3 weeks. Thankfully, family's all home. Everybody's doing good. But we have plenty of things we could talk about. I'm sure we've been up to all sorts of business, doing all sorts of fun and exciting, unique things.
Well, Thanksgiving was just here. Let's talk about
that was
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Thanksgiving. That's right.
Yeah. So for Thanksgiving,
for our foreign listeners, Thanksgiving is an American holiday where we eat
American Thanksgiving, Fievel goes west. There is a Canadian Thanksgiving as well. It's not this time of the year.
No.
Um, yeah, Thanksgiving. So just a real quick aside on card games before we get into the Lorcana minute for you. Um, I bought Riftbound, which is a not Lorcana, is a League of Legends game.
That's right.
So
New
League of
trading
Legends
card game based on League of Legends.
just came out in October. I went to so what I was doing for Thanksgiving is I'll get into this just slightly. Thanksgiving last year, my nephew wanted to play D&D, so I set up like a little one shot, and then this year he wanted to do another one shot. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get all set up. And what I did was I 3D printed like these cool kind of D&D boxes where like you can it's got all the skills and it's got little rollers and it's really cool. Um, but as part of this, I wanted to also go get dice. I wanted each of these boxes, so I made one for Dexter. I made one for my nephew, and then I went to the game store so I can buy dice, so I could just put dice in there, so they'd have dice to roll. As I'm at the game store, I'm like, oh look at those Lorcana, or not Lorcana, the League of Legends Riftbound. I'm like, huh, it's only $20. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Maybe those are the booster packs though. And so I get a couple things of dice, and I'm like, are those the starter packs? Like, yeah, that's what those are. And the starter packs for Riftbound are based off of characters in the game. And so there's a Jinx one that most people know who Jinx is because like she's the most recognizable one for some reason.
Well, and because of
And
Arcane, I think Arcane,
yeah,
the Netflix series, did a lot of heavy lifting on making League of Legends more accessible for people that either didn't play the game or just were not familiar with it. A lot of those characters, became popular
yeah.
through the show.
If I ever go back into League of Legends, I liked Jinx. I played Jinx a lot when I was playing that game a lot, and then Jinx became the one that everyone focused on, and so now I'm like, if I go back and I start playing, they'll be like, okay, ooh, casual,
Yeah.
which I
Yeah.
am. That's not the point.
Yeah,
But
I mean, that's
anyway,
fine. Not there's anything wrong with being casual.
so I got the Jinx one and I got the Lee Sin one. And so the idea was I was going to take that, and my younger brother Brett is a huge League of Legends fan, and my brother Tim was coming down from Washington as well. So I'm like, okay, yeah, let's maybe we can play this. Um, the thing about card games, if you haven't played them before, really, there's complexity there, and if you're drinking, that's not the time to learn how to play a game. The cards are cool, but
Yeah.
also it's like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing, man.
Just out of curiosity, those starter sets. So it came with a pre-built deck of cards,
Hmm.
um,
And one boost.
and one booster pack. All right, yeah, that's pretty standard from what I've seen, either through Lorcana or other trading card games that I've played now in the last 2 years. That seems to be like the going way that they give you a step into the game.
Hmm.
Yeah, I am very interested in Riftbound. From a gameplay perspective, not from a like collector type perspective. As like
Yeah.
Lorcana, I play a ton, but I also collect. So I'm opening a lot of packs. I'm trying to at least like master set, get one of each card and things like that. I'm usually trying to get like 4 copies of a lot of cards that are really playable, just so I have a lot of options and I can build different decks. And I'm very steeped in the game. I'm very heavily engaged with Lorcana. Riftbound to me is like looks interesting. The gameplay mechanic looks very interesting. It's very different than kind of what you're trying to do in Lorcana, so that's a benefit as well. And I would like to play it, but I'd like to play it the way I'd like to play like other board games or something like that. Like
Mm,
get a
yeah.
couple starter decks, learn the mechanics, play through it. I did the same thing with was it Star Wars Unlimited, I think is what it's called, where
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's cool, it's Star Wars, it's a trading card game, but I bought 2 starter decks and that's been it. I learned the mechanics. I will say, if you are
I bought a
not
starter deck too.
did you sell that yet? Because it feels like that's
I
something
never
you should have
did.
done.
I never did.
After this episode, maybe we'll go check what the price is of that,
Yeah.
and see if you should post that or not. All right. So yeah, as you mentioned, trading card games can be very complicated, especially
Mhm.
the very first time you play it. And it's like intimidating. It's very intimidating. Members of my family will not even attempt to play just because it seems too complicated. And
Right.
it's funny to me that after playing like weekly at a minimum, a trading card game, like the game itself is second nature to me in such a way that like I know so much about it that I know like what hundreds of cards abilities are, and like probably thousands of cards now. Like I know what each card does, I know statistics on the cards, and I'm just like, gosh, I'm such a nerd. Uh, but like that is like, to go from where I was Christmas 2 years ago when I bought literally what you bought, 2 starter decks, to where I am now, like total night and day difference. And it took me like 3 days to learn how to play Lorcana. So I imagine learning to play Riftbound. Have you gone back since Thanksgiving and like looked at the cards, watched anything on gameplay or anything like that?
No, I haven't. I've wanted to, because I have the starter packs right next to my work computer. Because I worked from home yesterday on uh, the the trip back from Thanksgiving holiday break.
Yeah.
And like I'm just like every time I walk past, I'm like I should probably look that up, and I want to, but I got caught up with a different game, which we could talk about separately.
Okay.
And so like that had kind of like taken my focus. But but again, every time I walk past it, I'm like, I want to learn this because I'm interested in the lore of League of Legends. When they release a Twitch pack, Twitch being the rat, that is my favorite character of the game. Um, then I'll go
Which
back
is
to
bound to happen, I'm sure. I've already seen
it. It's bound
listings.
to happen.
Okay, fair enough. I've already seen listings for the next sets that are coming out, like the next chapter. I cannot find Riftbound in my area. I've gone to numerous game stores. I've gone to some retail stores. I have not found any product whatsoever.
Hmm.
And the secondary market for it is pretty expensive.
Really?
Yeah.
Because like
So,
I paid $20 for a single starter deck.
yeah, there's people that are turning around and like selling that for like 30-40 bucks
Oh really? Shit.
online. Yeah. And
Looks like I'm going back. I'll be right back.
yeah, well, you were
Just
supposed to
kidding.
go. You're supposed to go get me a couple.
Just just kidding. I'm bad at being like I'm gonna resell this, and then I don't. They just like I still got like a Back to the Future Mattel from Comic Con over there. Another Jaws one. I've got the Star Wars Unlimited Comic Con exclusive. I'm just really bad at being
You're
like
just
I'm
holding
gonna
on
sell
to
this.
it while it increases in value, and then you'll sell it.
That's
Or
that's
pass it on to your
certainly
son, and he'll sell it once you
it'd be
pass
like
on.
no one plays this game anymore,
Yeah.
Dad.
The game did come out with like a 4-player like starter deck that came like in a box
Mm.
with 4 different decks and all this stuff. Cost over $100, and very hard to find. People are reselling just the single package decks from that game for like 20-30 bucks online.
Mm.
Just the raw cards, like so anyway, it might be a minute before I get to actually play this game, but it is really interesting to me. The mechanics interesting, and I'd love to
I would
hear what you think about it once you learn how to play it.
I would have gone right back if I'd known there was such a that like I went to the supermarket afterwards, and you're like, oh, if you go back, give me one. I'm like, okay, yeah. And I was trying to extract from you what the monetary value of one of those decks would be. And you're
Yeah.
like, well, if you go back, just grab me one. I'm like,
Well,
okay,
it's one of
okay.
those things where like you're my friend. You're I value you. I value your
Thank you.
time. I I I don't want to put any, extra pressure on you or anything like that, or I know that if I ask you for uh two, starter decks, that also incurs like a shipping cost and things like that, right? Like you're going to have to you go buy the decks, and then you got to go to the post office, you got to print out the label, you got to do these like so I was like, yeah, I mean if you're there, like yeah, hit me up. Like, let me know. But I don't want to make you do that kind of stuff as well, that's
Yeah, and I totally would, or I would just keep them here for when I see you next time.
That's true. That's also possible. At which
Yeah.
point, 3 other sets of Riftbound will have come out, and and
And those will
and
be legacy.
yeah. Right now, pre-sale for the next set, Spirit Forged of Riftbound. There are 5 listings on TCG Player for $3.99 or $339.99. For a booster display, which comes with, I don't know, probably, uh, I don't know how many packs. 14 packs. 14 packs, that's 220 cards for $340. And that's pre-sale. That's estimated to come out in February. So, yeah, crazy stuff.
Okay. Yeah,
Crazy
I'm
stuff.
not gonna do that. I've got too many other things I've got to spend money on.
Don't go
Um,
down as a friend. Don't go down the TCG rabbit hole.
I will not. I will
You have
not.
so much to
I
live
I
for.
still have I have a shit ton of Lorcana cards already that I didn't need to buy.
Yeah.
But I blame that on you still, because when we went to Comic-Con, you're like, oh, let's look at this. I'm like, I'll buy one.
I
And then I bought a box, and then
I
I
still
got an
want to play
enchanted.
with you. That's the thing. I still want to teach you this game that I love and
Yeah,
play it with you.
yeah,
But you got other things like
I do.
records or video games or things. Uh
Okay, let me talk about. I'm going to talk about video games. I'm going to talk about TV, but let me talk about these records real quick. So I was like, my office is a mess, right? Like you can the the video viewer, you see the back of my desk, you see the wall, and you see like all these pins. Like there's so much going on, and um, I'm starting to go through this thing where I'm like, I don't want to be. I kind of don't want to be cluttery anymore. I'm like,
welcome
I think
welcome to
I think
midlife. No. Yeah.
yeah, I think I'm almost done. So anyway, so I'm in my office here, and I'm looking around, and I've got this big box of records, and I'm like, okay, I need to clean up my office a little bit. You know what? I have this closet space. Let me put a shelf up there, and then I will put the records. And I was like, as I was putting up the shelf, all the brackets, like it's pretty sturdy. I'm like, let me put another bracket just in case it's too heavy. Um, so then in the middle of the night last night, it's not in the middle of the night. It's like midnight. All of a sudden, it's like,
Oh
fuck,
jeez.
what's that? And Chelsea, like, she like taps me like, Brandon. I just heard a really loud noise, and then I wake up, like, huh, and then more stuff falls. Like, so then Dexter wakes up and he's like, "Is everything okay?" And then Dexter like goes in the living room immediately. Which, by the way, we
He just
we said,
immediately goes and walks out there.
yeah, we're like, Dexter, be more afraid of loud noises in the middle of the night. Um, So anyways, yeah. So the shelf that I put up, it it busted. The mounts weren't good enough, and so it like fell. Thankfully, it didn't fall all the way. I actually had another board like on the side of the wall that like propped it up a little bit, so just stuff slid off, but the shelf was there. It didn't rip the wall out.
Were the records
So
okay?
the records are okay. Probably they're warped anyway because I keep getting them from thrift stops.
Hmm.
But my Creep Show ones are good. My Block Party one is good. My Viagra Boys one is good. The Rick and Morty ones are good. Any of the new ones, those are solid.
All good. All
Far
good.
right up.
Uh,
So, anyways, I'm doing that. So it looks pretty good now. It's a little off. It's a little uneven. It's tilted a little bit because I was like, "Fuck it, I don't care. Just get up there." Uh, I just want a place to put my records and my record. Okay, that's part one.
part one.
Part
Breaking
two,
records. Okay.
video game.
Video games.
I already mentioned that haven't played Riftbound because I'm like I want to, but I'm getting caught up in stuff. There's two games I want. Galactic Survival, whatever. I've been playing that. I still play that. I like that game. I bought this one game called Ready or Not, and it's a tactical shooter. I don't know if you ever played this game for the original Xbox, Ghost Recon.
Ghost Recon,
But it
yeah,
was like,
for sure.
but it was like, or like Rainbow Six. They were games when those games came out originally. It was much more. Don't go in guns blazing. You want to plan things out. You want to go in. You want to be tactical. You want to check your angles. You want to check your doors. You you want to plan it.
Yeah.
We haven't had a game like that in a long time, and so this Ready or Not game is a kind of like a SWAT type of game, and it is much more of a hey, be be deliberate about your actions. Don't just bust into a door because that door might be trip mined. I haven't played it yet, but I did buy it, so it was on
Okay.
Black Friday.
All right.
But the game I did have been playing is called Ball X Pit. Have you heard of this game?
Ball X Pit?
Yeah.
I just one of my favorite things is to Google this stuff as you talk about it. No, I haven't. Is this like a pinball game? What is this?
So, have you ever played the game Arkanoid or like a brick breaker type of game?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. For sure.
Okay. So this is a roguelite brick breaker type of game where you are a character like going up the screen and you're shooting balls and you can move around and you're getting experience and you're leveling up and you're getting new items and you're getting these different type things and like kind of Tetris, like they keep dropping while these enemies are like attacking you, so you keep attacking with different balls and like different abilities, and each like so many different characters, each character has a different type of ability. And then there's like a meta aspect of it where like you kind of base build and you harvest resources. And to harvest resources, like you do like another kind of like brick breaker mini game where like you send your people around. It's like boop, 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 boop. Anyways, it's very 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 fun. It is it's repetitive only in the sense that you're playing the same type of game over and over and over again, but it's pretty fun. I do recommend it. It was on Game Pass, and so I had my eye on it, but I was right in the throes of Galactic Survivor. But this Thanksgiving, Brett said, "This game's really good. You should try it." I'm like, "All right, okay."
All right. I guess I'll give it a whirl.
So I skipped work today just so I can play it all day.
Hey,
Just kidding.
I skipped work
Awesome.
so I could shove a camera down my throat.
Yeah, which is basically the same thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I recommend it, Travis, if you're into those types of games.
Yeah, it sounds fun. I have a real problem. I'm becoming a very what's the
Recluse.
word? No.
Curmudgeon.
Singularly focused on like we joke about Lorcana minutes and all that stuff, but like especially because I'm spending now hundreds of dollars to go to a different state to go play this silly little Disney card game in like a 2,000 player tournament, I have been very focused on Lorcana over the next, like, this month and last month. There is a website that someone has developed that we call by many names: Voldemort Fight Club. Just not what the actual website is called, because there are check boxes that you have to click when you go on this website, saying that you won't like stream the game, you won't make any like videos of it and stuff, because it is a basically fan-made Lorcana online game. And the last one that came out got a cease and desist from Disney. So it is one of the only ways that you can play other players online. But I have been locked in on that, trying to get and let's be real, like, there were a lot of days where I was sitting in the hospital with my daughter, and she was not feeling well. She was sleeping for long stretches of time, and so I'm just sitting there. Well, click, click, click. Let's play. Let's play game after game of Lorcana. Especially just because like a new set came out, and so there's a lot of new cards. There's a lot of new like ways people are building their decks, and so like I've just been really focused on that. And then when it comes to like media content, I'm not watching like normal movies, TV shows. I'm like, let me watch this stream of people playing. Let me watch a stream of the tournament. So it makes me really boring as a person. But it means I've been doing okay.
No.
No, I mean, kind of boring. I did go see that new Wizard of Oz movie. What's it called? Wicked for Good. We went and saw that right after Thanksgiving.
Pretty good, huh?
Probably good.
Better than the first one.
I don't know that it was better than the first. My son thinks it wasn't, or he thinks it was. He liked it better than the first one. But you know, how many like Broadway musicals is the second act better than the first act? I'll wait. Just hit us in the comments. Let us know. Which
Phantom of the
music?
Opera.
Okay, hot take. Good to know. Thanks. Name 2 songs from Phantom of the Opera, and they can't be Phantom of the Opera.
Music of the Night and Reprise.
He got me, guys. What can I say? I don't know. I know there's Brandon Cruz lore about Phantom of the Opera and like your mom playing it or something. I feel like that's a story of her.
My uncle.
Your uncle.
Yeah.
Your uncle. Okay.
On the piano, because it's just like you could just play the white black keys and then go like dun 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 dun, and that's it. Like, it's like, oh, that's really cool. That's all it takes.
That's all it takes to be a composer. No, I mean, I thought Wicked for Good was pretty good.
Like, you go like this. You go. That's it.
Have you gotten a lot of work out of that little synthesizer, bud?
Or you could do this one. You go.
He's a tech bro. He's into gear. He's a gearhead. Musical gearhead.
Look, I've talked about this before. This thing is amazing. Okay, I don't want to talk about it again, but it's amazing. I love it. Anyways, so Tech Bros. So you didn't like the Wizard of Oz movie?
It was good. I liked it. I thought it was a nice little conclusion. Yeah, it was good. It's weird because I'm a huge, growing up as a big fan of Wizard of Oz. I thought that was one of my like favorite movies growing up, and so then like it very much is a slanted, version of Wizard of Oz, a retelling through another perspective, which I appreciate. But it's very different, and so I think it's funny the liberties that the story takes with it and stuff.
And that might be why I prefer Return to Oz because Fairuza Balk and TikTok and like is a much creepier version of like I mean it's a sequel essentially
Yeah.
to Wizard of Oz.
Have you
I think
ever
it's
read like the actual books?
mm-mm.
Yeah, me neither. Hmm.
All right.
Wow. Good to know. All right. What else has happened? What else has happened in the world? I feel like there's other things that we haven't talked about.
There is. Oh, so I went to see. I don't think we talked about this yet. It's been weeks and weeks and weeks, weeks. I went to see Paranormal Activity in the theater. Speaking of music, speaking of
That's
theater,
right. You said you were going to it in our last episode, and then
yeah.
we never made another one. How was
Speaking
that?
of
Tell me about that experience.
speaking of theater, um, so I'll start by saying it was really good. All right. And I start by saying that because it's going to sound like when I start the story, it wasn't very good. It's going to
Okay.
start that way. But I want you to know that it's going to start that way because of my hangups as a person, not because of the quality of the show. So,
Okay.
uh, it's the first play I've been to basically since I was a teenager. And there was a time where I was a theater kid when I say theater kid, like I was like these electives are much easier and much more fun than doing yearbook. I'll do theater instead. And so we did, going to a bunch of like acting and theaters and stuff like that. Um, so like I've always been interested in doing that, but I've always felt like watching plays, like because you're up on stage, you're not mic'd up, you have to embellish a little bit. You have to be a little bit more outgoing and 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 be like just a simple movement, you have to do it a little bit
Yeah.
extra.
It's
Um,
yeah, it's yeah.
and so okay, so we're at this theater, and so the play starts, and it's like it's kind of hammy because it's theater. I'm like, it's okay, Brandon, just get past it, get past this. This is how it has to be. And then eventually it did get that way. Um, but that was like my first hang up. Now the set was amazing. So um you're looking at the stage, and it's like kind of like a cross cut of a two-story house. And so you have a kitchen, you have a then like the front door is like kind of in the middle in the backstage. Then on the right side you have a couch, and like there's supposed to be like a window kind of to off screen. Then it goes upstairs, and there's like a staircase that goes upstairs, and there's a second part of the set there's a bedroom on the far left. In the middle you have a room that it's like supposed to be like a nursery. That just is a door that goes backstage, and then kind of like a bathroom setup with like there's a shower curtain and toilet and all that type of stuff. Um, and so like the set was very very impressive, and like each one of those rooms has its own lighting, and like the two characters, a man and a woman, they had moved from like Chicago to England to get away from bad happening. And so they're like walking through the house, and they're like turning on lights, turning off lights. And what's really cool about it is there's a lot of misdirection going on. The director of the play, kind of in the playbill, it talks about how he's like really really into magic and um, illusions, and you can kind of tell that once you see like there's no spoilers. I say no spoilers. I don't know if anybody is actually going to see this play. Uh, so spoiler alert for anybody who's going to
Spoiler
go
alert
see.
if you plan on seeing the live production of Paranormal Activity.
So, uh, so the it's a man and a wife, and so the wife she's being afflicted by some kind of spirit. She doesn't know what it is. So she goes upstairs, and
Can I ask you a
she's like,
question for me
yeah.
and Bob and everybody else that doesn't watch horror movies?
Mhm.
Um, is this the same story of like the Paranormal Activity movies, or is this like an original story?
So It's
within
an
the
original
same
story.
vein. Okay, all right.
Yeah, it may. I don't think it has anything to do with the actual any of the other movies or anything like that.
All right.
So, okay, so this character, she goes upstairs. She's like, her and her husband get into a fight because she's like, you never believe me, whatever. And she like puts a hoodie on and she goes upstairs and goes in that middle room. So he's like downstairs. He's like, yeah, I'm really sorry. I'm sorry we got into a fight. Like, you know what? I'll make us dinner. I'll make us some dinner. So he goes in the refrigerator. He starts making stuff. And so you're in the audience and you see the girl, the wife, come back out of that room. She's got a hoodie on, right? She walks down the steps. She goes down into the kitchen with him, and he's still talking. He's like blah 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 blah, blah. And she goes to the sink, and she's starting to do stuff. And he looks at her like, well, what's going on? Like, why aren't you respond to me? And then all of a sudden, like the robe drops, and then disappears. She's just gone. Uh, so and then like 2 seconds later upstairs the wife comes out in that same robe, well, different robe, but looks the same one. It's like, who are you talking to down there? Right. So it's like very
All
like,
right.
oh, okay, oh that, and I was like, this is the moment I'm like, okay, got it. Like
You're locked in at this point. You're like,
his
okay.
his magic, his magician illusionist thing is like, okay, I see where he's coming from with this. At that moment, I'm like, everything is misdirection. So now I'm like looking at the rooms that are dark. I'm looking at everything. Just it is really really good, really fantastic from a technical perspective.
Very interesting. Yeah, no, that's. I mean, obviously, if you're talking about movies and horror movies and things like that, like there's a level of effects that's needed. There's camera tricks. There's more recently, computer generated effects and things like that. But even just like practical effects, we talked about Friday the 13th, a couple months ago, and like for those kills to happen, like you have to have some, pretty. You have to come up with some interesting effects, and to
Yeah.
do all of that in a live performance where like you don't get another take, you don't get like let's shoot it from a
Yeah.
different angle, it's really interesting that's
There there
a
there was
project that saw the light of day even.
there was a really cool gimmick. I call it gimmick, but it was really good. It felt very horror movie ish, and for it to be a stage show and have this thing was really really cool to me. So they had this thing where, uh, again, they went to London from Chicago. His mom is like a very like kind of like mother hen type of character, but they would FaceTime with her, and so he would take the phone and then set it on the dock, and then there's a TV that faced the audience. So as he's talking to his mom, you could see the mom talking to him on the big screen. Uh, so later on in the play, his wife is being afflicted by this spirit, this entity, and he's freaking out, and he's like talking to his mom. She FaceTimes him, and she's talking to him, blah blah blah, and all of a sudden like she's like saying like kind of earlier on in the play, she's kind of like passive aggressive things that she's saying, and you're like, okay, but she's like, it's just how the mom is acting, right?
Okay.
But
Yeah.
then this version, she starts like getting really kind of like, well, she wouldn't be a good mother anyways. And I mean, think about it. Like, you wouldn't be a good father either. And so it's like,
Jeez.
huh, okay, all right. And then eventually, like, it gets like, it's kind of going this dark route. And she's like, um, but then again, just open the door. He's like, what? Just open the front door. And then all of a sudden the doorbell rings. And then the door, goes to the door, and then his mom's there. She's like, hey, I haven't heard from you in a long time. Where have you been? And then all of a sudden, like, the screen turns off with his mom. It, like, turns off. Like, what the hell's going on here? But then in like a double thing, I could talk more about this, and again, I'm spoiling it for everybody who's clearly gonna see it. The mom is there, and she's, like, talking to him, and she's like, "I you quit your job, I haven't heard from you, I was really worried about you," and they're hanging out, blah, 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 and then she's like, let's pray about things, like, let's make you feel better." And then then she's like, "But first, open the door." And then the doorbell rings, and then he like looks at her. She's like, "It's okay. Go open the door." And he opens the door, and she's like, "There's nothing there, is there?" And then and then it's like a scream, and then her eyes are bloody, and then that's the end of the scene. And I'm like, that's a fucking great horror movie trope in a play form, and they did it really, really well. So
Very
uh
cool. How big
can't
of a
impress.
was this more of like a intimate, like smaller theater that you went and saw this in, or?
No, it was fairly large. They had I forget what the name of the theater is, but they had the balcony seats. They had like the playbill, kind of like the not the Wallace and Gromit, but the Muppet Show guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Waldorf. They had a couple of those out there. Uh, Intermission, like they're like 5 minutes. Yeah, it was pretty
It's
cool,
pretty
man.
cool. Pretty cool. Awesome. Yeah, no. I haven't done anything cool like that. So yeah,
No,
um,
you won a Lorcana game,
I did.
Lorcana tournament.
I did. Oh, you're talking about Friday night. Yeah, it's so. All right, I'll say this. I'll say this. This will be our. I know we already talked about Lorcana, but I'm one dimensional. That's the term I was looking for earlier. I one of the stores that I play at frequently, they just opened a really big new space. They've expanded their store and basically rented. I'm assuming this whole other area in a strip mall with a very large play space dedicated to tabletop gaming, card games, things like that. It's a space where they can hold much larger tournaments and things like that. So it's really nice new space. They've outfitted the place with some cool technology. There's cameras, so you can kind of like and live streaming setups. So they're doing a lot more live streaming of gameplay and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Which is popular in the games now too. Like there's a lot of when you have tournaments, you featured tables, and they'll live stream games and stuff like that on Twitch and stuff. So I went and played there Friday night. We had an okay turnout for Lorcana. About I want to say it was about 12 people showed up. I did go 3-0. I won all of my matches. And because of the number of players, they wanted to run a fourth round. That at that point nobody wanted to play. Like we're like, yeah, no, like let's just do 3 rounds and get out of here. Like it's late. And the only other undefeated player was my son, Caleb. And so I was like, are we gonna play this fourth round just for us? Let's just rock paper scissors. And so I beat him at rock paper scissors, and it was very like informal. It was just like a joke. Like it wasn't gonna really be like for us to see who wins this thing or whatever. The prizing was pretty. It was like a lore counter, which is like a thing you use to keep your score on, a pin, or like a box to store cards in. And it was basically going to be the first player gets to pick what they want first, and then second place picks what they want. Well, Caleb won in a previous week and got the lore counter, which I wanted. So I just picked the same prize that he had already gotten. So then he got the same prize he would have won anyway. But what it did mean is that because I was the winner, they wanted to take my picture for their social media. So I go stand up against one of these black walls, and I'd already put my jacket on because I thought I was leaving. And I just stand there. Well, a bunch of the other people that were playing were just giving me the hardest time because I had to go take my picture now, right? So they're all like cheering and, yelling and stuff, and which was cracking me up. But it was fun. It is nice to have a good group of folks in the area that you see at different places and get to play with on a regular basis. So that was fun. I did win that game or that night. It's funny because Friday, whether we play on Thursday or Friday nights, usually those places are a little bit more structured and like tournament driven, where you have an opponent, you play best of 3, and then winners go on to play other people with similar records, and it feels more like a tournament, even though it's a little bit more casual. When we go play on Sundays, it's very casual. There's usually like themes involved where you have to build a deck based on, different themes. This week was all of your cards had to be from the same movie. So like I built a deck that was all Aladdin characters because there were a lot of Aladdin cards that were viable to play with. But there's competitive players there that you'll go and play against, but it's not structured. It's more like, hey, who's not playing anyone? Hey, do you want to go play a game or two, and then all right, cool, let's go play somebody else, and you just kind of bounce around, and it's a little bit more social and casual. But anyway, that's a long way to say, my picture was on Facebook because but anyway, about that store, I did. The guy that took my picture is like their social media dude, right? He's the guy that is going around taking pictures and doing things and trying to promote the store. And a lot of us are like, hey, you have this big new space. You guys should really host like a 1K tournament or something with like, $1,000 prize pool or something like that. Whether that's in product or whether that's in money. If you guys advertise that, you charge a good enough amount. Like there's a lot of people in just our local area that would play in it, as well as people from Tulsa. People might come down from like Wichita. People could even come up from Dallas or come over from Arkansas. Like there's a lot of players within a reasonable distance that if you build it, they will come, right? Like if you host the tournament and get the information out there, it could be successful. So, and it's hard for stores because they see only, 12 of us show up on a Lorcana night when, maybe 30, 40 people show up for like a big Magic the Gathering night or something like that. And so they don't see it as being as popular of a game or something like that. But we're all kind of spread out and we all go to different stores and like, but then when there's a big tournament, like we all kind of show up for it. So
if you have something to offer, people will show up.
Yes. But something that I'm very interested in because of my background of doing this podcast for forever and doing things like this and having the setup for it is casting games. I'm really interested in the idea of on Twitch or something like that.
You're gonna do the announcer thing.
Yeah.
You're gonna do the announcer. Yeah. Oh shit, man. Yeah.
So
I'll help you out. Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it. As soon as we teach you how to play.
So you do the X's and O's, right?
You're the Jason Bateman in Dodgeball of like just color commentary, not really fully understanding. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see if it works out for him. But yeah. So I did sort of make some introductions and try and get my name out there to see if they do hold tournaments like that. Hey, if you need somebody that's knowledgeable about the game, knows the game, and can speak to it, and can kind of help, add some context to a live stream, more than happy to do that. Does that mean I don't get to play in the tournament? Yeah, it does. But, that's what I have Caleb for. I'll let him go win it, and I'll just talk about it, right? But that's something that I'm trying to figure out how to get into that. I think part of it is just live streaming gameplay,
Mm.
playing games online through an approved online gameplay resource, and then just kind of building up like a Twitch presence through that. So as soon as I come up with time to do it, that's something that I'm looking into.
Yeah, so you can almost like go to all Lorcana streams, right? Mute it and then just talk about it like that, just
Oh yeah,
into a microphone
oh
or
yeah,
like by yourself. Just be like, like just go through the motions of it and like get practice that way.
yeah,
Like
for sure.
almost like a hairbrush in a mirror, like singing, right? Like I'm doing this. Ooh, I'm like you're honing your chops
Yeah,
in the comfort of your own house.
it's true. It's true. And then the hard part about it is always doing it by yourself versus doing it with somebody else, right? Like,
Yeah. And
conversationally, it's much easier to do than like a podcast. Like, podcast by yourself is much harder than doing it with a partner. So, um,
yeah, yeah.
so yeah,
And
figure
I
it
would
out.
totally help, but you need somebody there that you can trust,
Yeah,
that you can work with.
yeah. I got some people I'm thinking about that are definitely not
Okay.
you. So, no.
That's good. That's good.
But yeah,
Sheena.
so it's Sheena. It's my wife who refuses to have anything to do with the game. She buys a lot of packs though. She buys us a lot of packs because she likes to see us opening them.
Aw, that's cute.
Yeah. Anyway, well, happy December, everybody.
Yeah.
Hopefully you had a fantastic Thanksgiving. Yeah, a great Black Friday, a great Cyber Monday. Yeah, I don't know. Did you buy anything cool?
I bought Pink Floyd The Wall, the movie. That it wasn't on sale. It wasn't a deal. I just realized I don't know where my DVD is, and I want to put it on my Plex server. So
Oh,
I bought
nice.
it again.
That
So I can
that
play.
movie was instrumental in my life growing
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Well, this isn't to put added pressure on Brandon to get this podcast out on Tuesday, but if you're watching this on YouTube or listening to it on Tuesday, Giving Tuesday, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna give a shout out to Blood Cancer United, which is a charity that supports research for all blood cancers. Right, my daughter has a leukemia, and if you give to Blood Cancer United on Tuesday, December 2nd, then they will match your donation. So pretty cool way to double your impact. But yeah, that is my singular pitch for an organization that you can support if you are so interested. So,
No,
all right.
that's really good. I at work they're having somebody organized a like a charity thing where like you build boxes, and I think you give those boxes to people who are affected by cancer. Um, I didn't realize that I volunteered for this for tomorrow, which is Tuesday Giving Day or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like, oh, good for me. Good for
Good.
me.
Glad I did that.
Yeah, glad I did that. But yeah, charity of choice. I think
Yeah.
one of the things that really liked about our real relationships is like that we go out and we give charity. Like in every episode, we're gonna do this, but please just give something to someone out there.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, well, what was your organization again?
It's Blood Cancer United. It used to be like the Leukemia Society. They recently uh, rebranded. But yeah. Yeah, if you just search
Okay.
bloodcancerunited.org, that is their website.
All right. There it is. All right, do that.
Do it.
Here's what I'll say. It says we're all about blood cancer. That's like the first thing it says on there.
We're all about it. We love it here.
we're we're all about it. We're all about them blood cancer Benjamins. Anyways, yeah, donate.
All right.
All right, Travis. Thank you so much for talking to me. It's so good to hear your voice again. You look great. You smell great. You sound
Soak in
great.
this facial hair. It'll be gone on the next episode. I promise you. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's going to do it for this episode. We're going to go record a Swiffle pod and then get on out of here. So until next time, I'm Travis.
And I'm Brandon. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Goodbye. Discord. Original sound for musicians.